On the news tonight, Tinubu's media advisor denies claims of 114% salary increment for political aides. INEC deliberately deleted results in Beavers, PDP expert witness tells court. A Nigeria Labour Congress kicks against planned electricity tariff hike. We begin with a message from President Bola Tinubu through a special advisor on communications and strategy, Dele Alake, that a salary review for political office holders and judicial officers has not been approved. This comes following an announcement on Wednesday by Mohammed Shehu, the chairman of Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, disclosing that the salaries of politicians, judicial and public office holders will be increased by 114%. Like I said, though it is within the constitutional remit of the Commission to propose and fix salaries and allowances of political office holders and judicial officers, such cannot come to effect until it has equally been considered and approved by the President. Meanwhile, Nigerians have expressed concern over the proposed plans to increase the salary of elected politicians and judicial officers, as announced by Mohammed Shehu, the chairman of Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. While some say a salary raise for judges would help strengthen the judiciary, others have criticized the government for perceived insensitivity to the plight of the people. More details in this report. Amidst rising hardship occasioned by the end of the fuel subsidy regime, a proposed salary increase for Nigerian judges and elected political office holders have elicited mixed reactions from many Nigerians. On Wednesday, the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission announced that the salaries of politicians, judicial and public office holders will be increased by 114%. Although the immediate past administration of President Buhari had approved the increment of salaries and welfare packages for judicial officers as far back as late 2022, the latest update appears upsetting for many Nigerians.
In the hospital, no medicine there. Ordinary malaria, no money to treat us. He said want to make increase. To who? Put our money in the hospital. All the whole state hospital. Don't make increase to anybody at all. It doesn't make sense. If that doesn't work, if I sit for 1 week, no food for me. But if they sit for 1 week, their salary is going. They want to make increase. For what?
How would they increase their own salary when we are talking of salary increments that I don't even believe in? Because salary increment is nothing. If they increase salary, all this stuff will still keep going up. But I believe in they improve the standard of living. They should subsidize things that we can transportation and other things that can be benefits to poor masses.
For judges, I think I will agree with that, provided it's going to curb corruption. But for other public office holders, I will say no.
That increment should go to people who are in the bottom of the pyramid. Those level 0 to 6 civil servants and those who have been shortchanged.
Experts have also questioned the government's ability to sustain a further rise in cost of governance in the wake of current economic realities.
It is expected that the government would understand better what are the resources that will be available to meet these latest expectation in terms of the salary. Where I would have a problem is the attempt by government not to also increase the salaries of workers by commensurate percentage as it has just done the political. So that is where we would have a major bone to pick with the government.
The organized labor has voiced their displeasure over the proposed plan, citing a lackluster attitude of the government to increase the salary of all workers. However, some experts have pared down their concern, saying the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission may undertake a downward adjustment of salaries to align with current realities.
When the proposal goes through the necessary procedures of governance, it might have to come down, or it might even, the reality on ground might even not make it feasible So we must, learn to accept the fact that institutions of state must do their job as they are constitutionally provided for. But in doing that, it must be in tandem with socio-economic realities.
According to data from the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, the President and Vice President of Nigeria both earn between 14 and 12 million naira per annum as salary, a figure that pales in comparison to the average pay of many Nigerians. Folashade Ogurinde, TV 360 News. The Nigeria Labour Congress has kicked against the alleged plan to increase electricity tariff by 40% on July the 1st. The Congress described the move as insensitive and callous, saying it reflects an organized indifference to the well-being of consumers, especially the poor masses. The Nigeria Labour Congress, in a statement by its national president, Joe Ajero, said the Labour Centre does not believe that the figures were a justification for the reckless proposed tariff increase. The union also advised the federal government to shelve the planned tariff hike. And now to politics. A witness of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has told the Presidential Election Petition Court on Thursday that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, deliberately deleted presidential election results from the bimodal voter accreditation system machines. Testifying as the petitioner's 26th witness, Hitler Nwala, a digital forensic analyst, said he inspected 110 BVAS devices used during the presidential polls in the FCT. He insisted that all the machines he inspected had their data deliberately removed. Air Vice Marshal Hassan Abubakar of the Nigeria Air Force has assumed office as the 22nd Chief of Air Staff. Abubakar took over the mantle of leadership from his predecessor, Air Marshal Oladayo Amao, at a handling and taking over ceremony held at the headquarters of the Nigerian Air Force in Abuja. Until his recent appointment as the NAF Chief, AVM Abubakar was the Chief of Standards and Operations at the NAF headquarters. Speaking to journalists shortly after assuming office, Abubakar pledged to work diligently towards furthering the course of securing the nation. On his part, the immediate past Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Oladayo Amao, called on his successor, Hassan Abubakar, to continue where he left off by ensuring the consolidation of his achievements in taking the service to the next level.
One of the very important achievements of the past CDS and the service chiefs was that they were able to cooperate a lot and carry out operations jointly. And that resulted in a lot of achievements operationally. Maybe you are aware, myself, the Chief of the Naval Staff and the Chief of the Army Staff are all mates. And what we are going to do is to build on this jointness, build on this cooperation, and I think it's going to be much easier for us. So I assure Nigerians that you should expect much better performance. We intend in the nearest future to eradicate all issues affecting our security and safety.
The incoming Chief of Air Staff, I know, is a very capable senior officer, and we can always rely on him to take the office to the greater heights. We want to employ him to continue with the hard work that he's known for, and he was part of my achievements, and of course he did wonderfully well. So, and I can bet you that you have an excellent Chief of Air Staff. The single most important thing that I achieved was that I was able to introduce the doctrine. We actually wrote doctrine books for the Air Force, and which assisted us in all our operations. And also the operations again went well for us, and that also influenced the successes we achieved in our operation.
In Lagos, a total of 32 suspects have been paraded at the Area F Command in Ikeja by operatives of the Lagos State Police Command. Addressing journalists at the station, the Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hundeyi said the suspects were engaged in varying crimes, including traffic robbery, armed robbery and cultism. We arrested at Ijora Badia, Badagry and Ikorodu areas of the state. According to him, the suspects were caught following credible intelligence on their movement in the areas. Undanyi also assured residents that the command will continue to do everything possible to ensure that crime and criminality are brought to the barest minimum in the state.
Today we have before you a total of 32 suspects who have been engaged in various criminal activities, including majorly cultism, traffic robbery, robbery, and the likes. We also have an interesting case here. Is a case of stealing. The Toyota Hilux you can see right over there, the white Hilux, was actually on a car stand, and 2 people came in the middle of the night to rob this vehicle. The car stand is somewhere in Ilukweju. It later turned out that one of the robbers is actually a security guard employed by the owner of the car stand. But the day he was off duty, he connived with one other to come and rob that place. And the security guard on duty that day was actually seriously injured, and they were able to take away the Toyota Hilux. And we immediately got information, we swung into action, and were able to recover the vehicle in faraway Kaduna State. And were able to also arrest the 2 receivers in whose custody we found the vehicle. The main perpetrators are on the run. The security guard and one other who joined him to perpetrate the act are on the run, but we are closely monitoring their location, and very soon they will be apprehended. We're happy to inform Lagosians that we are not relenting in our fight against traffic robbery, and in Ijora Badia area and its environs, and on the bridge and away from the bridge, we've been able to arrest 11 traffic robbers. They are also here today, and immediately after this parade, we are going to be arraigning them.
The Nigerian Bar Association, NBA-SPDEL, has held its annual conference on the last presidential and gubernatorial general election held on the 25th of February and March 18th, respectively. Speaking on the outcome of the general election, Abia State Governor Alex Oti urged the association to be upright in discharging their primary duty, as they are the last hope of the common man. On his part, human rights lawyer Femi Falano accused senior lawyers as well as judges of subversion of democratic process in the nation.
When you win an election and it is stolen, and you go to the judiciary, which should be the last hope of the common man, and then money again shows up to further cement the stealing, then you have no hope. And I've gone through this, and I know how it feels. So it will be very, very necessary that we begin to look at our profession one side and money the other side. Because if justice is miscarried, because justice is now available to be sold.
Only sir, it's not about INEC. Lawyers are contributing more to the subversion of the democratic process than INEC or politicians. And I'm talking of senior lawyers. Like you yourself have said, a man has come, he lost an election, a bad case. Say, please, can you help me? No, your case is bad. Your case is bad. But some bad lawyers amongst us, senior lawyers, will give the impression that they could perform magic. They will collect money, and in very bad cases, collect money for judges. If they lose the case, the other side has paid more. If they win the case, they have delivered to the judges.
We must go beyond the general election. Look also into the primary election of political parties, because if you don't get it right at the political party level with the primaries, then you will have really a corrupted, electoral system at the end of the day.
We'll take a break here, but still to come on News Now. Search for missing Titanic submersible intensifies as oxygen supplies nears end. We bring you details of this story and more right after this break.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Now a recap of some of our top stories tonight. President Bola Tinubu, through his special advisor on communications and strategy, Dele Alake, has clarified that a salary review for political office holders and judicial officers has not been approved. This comes following an announcement on Wednesday by Mohammed Shehu, the chairman of Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, disclosing that the salaries of politicians, judicial and public office holders will be increased by 114%. We also told you that the Nigeria Labour Congress has kicked against the alleged plan to increase electricity tariff by 40% on July the 1st. The Congress described the move as insensitive and callous, saying it reflects an organized indifference to the well-being of consumers, especially the poor masses. And in case you missed any of our news bulletin, or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we are at TV360 Online. England's chief medical officer, Chris Whitty, has warned that threats to independent experts during the pandemic could undermine responses to disasters in the future. Giving evidence to the COVID public inquiry, Whitty said abuse and threats aimed at experts had been extremely concerning. It came just moments after he also slammed the abuse leveled at the country's top scientists as they work to implement measures to curb the spread of the virus. We'll take a breather here, but up next on News Now, business news, the foreign scene, as well as sports. To stay with us.
Yeah, relax. That is my brother and I want him out of this station now.
We have proceeded.
Okay. Can I just see the IPO of this case? IPO, how are you?
No, welcome, sir.
That is my brother and I want him out of this station now.
Do you know the offense he has committed, sir?
What do you guys want for your weekend? Okay, let me see your DPO.
This way, sir.
Oh, better. You don't know me here. That boy is my brother and I want you to assist me to free him.
The man found in the gun, confessed to robbery.
Things like this happen. 200,000 naira for you.
Are you bribing me?
500,000 naira.
Robbery suspect?
1 million naira.
That is corruption. Not allowed in this division.
1 million.
Remember,
police is your friend. Giving and taking bribe is wrong.
corruption, not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back to News Now. Let's join Simi Saladigun for more stories in business. What's the latest, Simi?
Thank you very much, Rolashidi. Welcome to Business News. Now, the total amount of revenue generated by electricity distribution companies rose by 20.81%, despite a drop of 1.74% in supply, according to the new electricity report for the first quarter of 2023 by the National Bureau of Statistics. According to a report, a year-on-year analysis showed that Discourse collected 247.33 billion naira as revenue in the first quarter of 2023, which is higher than the 204.74 billion naira recorded in the first quarter of 2022. It was also said that there was a rise in the total number of customers, with the total hitting 11.27 million in the first quarter of 2023. The Lagos government has sealed a partnership deal with the State Commodities and Futures Exchange to ensure a steady supply of rice paddy to its rice mill in Imota, Ikorodu. This was followed by a formal launch of 5 billion naira Eco Rice Forward Contract Program by the Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, at the floor of the Commodities Exchange Market building in Marina, marking a significant milestone in the state government's efforts to promote agriculture and enhance food security in Lagos. The governor says through the partnership, 15,000 metric tons of paddy will be milled and sold to the public every 3 months. We'll take a short break here and return with the stock market report. It's the fourth day of the trading week in the green zone for the Nigeria Stock Exchange. Now, NGX market indices show that the all-share index inched up 0.06% to close at 59,361 basis points. NEM Insurance led the gainers with a 10% share price association closing at 6.93 naira per share, followed by Cornerstone Insurance Company. Now, Thursday's trading data also shows that a 4% decline in volume, 8% improvement in turnover, but 4% decline in deals. Now to our foreign stocks. Benchmarks in Europe fell on Thursday following most recent rate increases as countries around the world cranked up interest rates 1 day after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell told Congress that he believes inflation still isn't under control. So all three of our foreign select stocks, that's the UK's FTSE, the US Dow Jones and Japan's Nikkei, all had bearish trade. Well, that's the stock market report. Back to you, Folashade.
Many thanks, Simisala, for that update. On the foreign scene, the Titanic search has intensified on Thursday for a small submersible which was lost in the depths of the North Atlantic Ocean, as the oxygen supply for the 5 people trapped inside the vessel was believed to be in its final hours. The Titan lost contact with surface vessels on Sunday as it was diving to reach the famous wreck. A remotely operated vehicle deployed from a Canadian vessel had reached the ocean floor and began searching there for the Titan. Well, up next is Entertainment Report on News Now.
Grammy Award-winning Nigerian artist Ayodeji Ibrahim Balogun, popularly known as Skit, is said to become the first African musician to own a jewelry line. Skit disclosed that his recently acquired multi-million naira diamond neckpiece is the first of 6 pieces his jewelry line will be making this year. Skit said he designed the piece by himself, noting it was the beginning of his jewelry line. Starboy now joins the likes of American superstars like Rihanna and Pharrell Williams in the exclusive list of celebrity who owns a jewelry line. Ghanaian actress Yvonne Nelson has opened up about the reasons behind a severe relationship with her biological mother. In her newly released book titled I Am Not Yvonne Nelson, the actress shared her struggles and experience, and one of the major revelations in the book revolves around Nelson's uncertainty regarding her biological father's identity. She disclosed that her mother had deliberately kept his identity a secret, leaving her in the dark. Even who was not aware had unknowingly portrayed a supposed father, Oko Nelson, in a negative light during interviews and public comment. Unfortunately, Yvonne Nelson's mother only disclosed the truth about her real father when he was already ill. Yvonne Nelson currently finds herself in a disheartening situation as she remains unaware of her true father's identity, and the strained relationship with her mother remains unresolved. And that's it on the entertainment segment of News Now. Tamilore Akinkolia, TV 360 Nigeria.
In sports, World Cup winner and Argentinian team captain Lionel Messi has been nominated in the 3 categories for the ESPY 2023 award given by a popular American broadcast TV station, ABC. The former Barcelonian PSG star player has enjoyed a stellar campaign in recent times and has lifted the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, scoring 7 goals and registering 3 assists. His performance has gotten him a nomination in the ESPY Best Championship Performance category, Best Athlete category, and Best Scorer Player category. And that's the size of our news bulletin. Many thanks for watching. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.